It's an exciting day, an exciting meeting for us as we draw to a close the 2012-2013 Rotary year. Derek jokes with me a lot that I've been trying to pass this gavel to him for about 9 months, but that's actually not true. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve as president of Cape West Rotary during the prior year. Our club has a long, rich heritage of which each member should be proud. Our club is exceptional in many ways. In a little bit, we're going to recognize some members who have perfect attendance for, you'll see, a long series of consecutive years. And the folks with some of the longest streaks of perfect attendance haven't simply showed up every Thursday to have lunch for 20 or 30 or more years. They've been actively engaged in shaping our club, frankly, to be the envy of many other clubs in our district and in our state. The work done by the previous leaders of our club certainly made my job as president much easier because a lot of the heavy lifting had already been done before my time. So I'd like to ask all of the past presidents of Cape West to stand up and let us have an opportunity to thank you for your past and continued commitment to Cape West Rotary. Bill, you're tall enough, you don't have to stand. We can see you from there. You know, and speaking of Bill, Cape West is also exceptional in that I learned earlier this week that we're the only district who has 4 living past district governors as members. Rock Wilforth, Terry Rollins, Bill Port, and Jerry McClanahan have all served as district governors as representatives of Cape West Rotary. So let's all acknowledge the contribution that all of these gentlemen made to not only our club, but to our district and to Rotary International. I also know that Cape West is exceptional because of my conversations with other club presidents, not only locally, but throughout the state. We are different. We are active, and we are engaged. During the past year, you showed just how active and engaged we are through the continuation of some long-standing efforts and to the beginning of some new ones. Once again, you raised nearly $90,000 to help working adults continue their education and pursue a college degree. You knocked on doors and worked the phones to make our 48th annual radio auction one of the most successful ones that we've ever had. You helped put the finishing touches on a school for orphans in Haiti. You strapped on your tool belts and you completely remodeled a substantial part of Humane Society. You helped to make sure that your president didn't drop a tree on the roof in the process to cause mass destruction. And I know that Jerry will back me up that I had that whole tree thing under control the entire time. I don't understand why everybody was so nervous. I had it under control. Nice. Was leaning a little bit, but it was okay. I had it under control. And in an effort that I think is going to pay dividends for our community for years to come, you spent more than 400 hours helping young children learn to read through the Read to Succeed program. Cape West is indeed a group of exceptional Rotarians. I'm thrilled to have served as your president, and I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to work with a great team of officers and directors. I'd like to recognize the group of leaders who made my job as president a whole lot easier. So I'd like for President-elect Derek Hodges, past President Tim Bryant, Secretary Ryan Durock, and Treasurer Stuart McIntosh to join me up here for a minute. I'd also like our board members, Jeff Cope, Jeff Hotop, Ashley Beggs, and Joe Pujo to join us as well. Terry Godwin and Larry Schuschler are also on the board, but I don't see either of them here today. You know, I think that that this crew would tell you that our board meetings were often long. One of us likes to talk a lot. I'm not sure who that is. Might have been me. I'm not quite sure. Board meetings were sometimes long. They were occasionally provocative, but they were always fun. And in my discussions with some of the other club presidents, I get the impression that sometimes clubs have board meetings that are kind of a formality. And I've heard from people that, you know, sometimes they actually even have a hard time getting some board members to show up for the meetings. But I can tell you that this group was not interested in just showing up for a meeting. That's right. That this group wasn't just interested in showing up for a meeting. Each of them brought their A game to every board meeting and were actively engaged and enthusiastic in making Cape West a great club. So I want to thank each of you for your service and for your commitment to our club. This past year is going to be the final year of service on the board for both Joe and Larry Schuschler. And I can tell you that each of these gentlemen has been a great asset to our club and has embraced the positions to which you elected them. They worked hard to fulfill their duty to Cape West and are great examples of service to our club. So as a sign of our appreciation for your years of service on the board, Joe, I'd like you to take this token of our appreciation and display it proudly in your office. You certainly earned the right to do that. Now we're going to move on to, I talked earlier about those perfect attendance awards. And each year I'm just amazed at how some of you are able to do this. Now some of you are going to say, oh, it's not hard if you're committed to it, and you're probably right. But the years of perfect attendance that you all have accumulated is certainly an outward demonstration of your commitment to our club and to the ideals of Rotary and to service to your community and to your fellow Rotarians. We had a little issue getting the pins ordered and in on time for your perfect attendance award, so they're coming. We'll get them to you, but I don't have them to give to you today. So what I thought we'd do is I will announce the people with perfect attendance for the number of years, and I'll just ask you to stand and we'll kind of recognize you as a group for the years of service, or years of perfect attendance. So we'll start with the folks who are just getting started or who are restarting their years of perfect attendance. So with 1 year of perfect attendance, if you'd stand when I call your name: Ashley Beggs, Derek Hodges, Stuart McIntosh, Tim Domian, Tim's not here, Jeff Hotop, Bill Walker, Jack Ford, and also on the list are Terry Godwin, Darren Bergfeld, and me. So again, congratulations for 1 year. Derek and I are those that kind of had to start over with our perfect attendance. So we had a secretary a year or two ago that was a real Nazi about this attendance. And, well, that was me. Sorry. So with 2 years of perfect attendance, Matt Seamer. Matt, please stand. 4 years of perfect attendance, Ryan Durock. 5 years of perfect attendance, Michael Gardner and Scott Haney. So that's nice. 6 years of perfect attendance. Benji Ferguson and Jeff Koch. 7 years. Tim Bryant, Jill Glindsey, Joe Pujo, and also in the group will be Larry Schischler and Skip Rapp. 9 years. Scott McClanahan. 10 years of perfect attendance. Linda Pubauer. 11 years, and anxiously awaiting to get on the back nine, Rick Kennard. He's looking for his ball, by the way. 14 years of perfect attendance, Ted Yates. 20 years of perfect attendance, Don Vogel. 24 years of perfect attendance and 24 years of running an illegal lottery at Rotary, Jim Welk. The IRS would like to talk to you after a while. They have a few questions for you.
We're busy lying down.
25 years of perfect attendance, Steve Snyder. Now you guys are just showing off when it gets to this point, I think. 26 years of perfect attendance, David Ross. 27 years, Leon Book. 28 years, Norm Glaus. 35 years of perfect attendance, Jerry McClanahan. 38 years of perfect attendance, John Koch. And 40 years of perfect attendance, Ken Miles. Now, Ken, Ryan tells me that that's officially under audit. I don't know what he means by that, so you might want to talk to him about that. Oh, I see. Right. Well, it is amazing that you have all those years of perfect attendance, and I certainly know, and all of the rest of you can share the appreciation for, we all have busy lives and busy schedules, but again, it's an example of your commitment to our club and to the ideals of Rotary, that you maintain that perfect attendance record. So congratulations to you all, and we'll get those pins to you in a couple of weeks. You know, one of the other great joys of being a Rotarian is seeing one of our fellow Rotarians become a Paul Harris Fellow. And we have a number of people today who are going to either be presented their first Paul Harris Fellow or some multiple of Paul Harris Fellows. So I'd like to turn the program over now to Joe Pujo and Jerry McClanahan to come up and make these Paul Harris Fellow presentations.
We've got quite a list here. Joe and I are so organized, it's almost impossible to think that. So there's probably some laying back that we won't even get around to here. We hope that doesn't happen. I want you guys somewhere now to get around this table as we call your name, and Joe's going to make sure that you get the right certificate. And we're going to leave these two for last, but it's going to be tough for him. Rick, would you find your way over here somewhere or another? He has a grandson that his daughter is being initiated into the Bloomington Rotary Club, is that right? And he's going to be going up there, and here he has made it's in this yellow envelope because I didn't want you to destroy it, getting it up there to him. This is Rick's grandchild, and he's got another one that will be presented a little later. Bill Hodges, you make your way over. Yeah, you can just stand up after. Yeah, Linda's probably gonna want pictures, so there you go. So make your way on up here with your certificate, if you would. Yeah, Norm, would you come forward for Myra? Michael Gardner, Ricky Ball, Lynn Powers, Mike Radke, and Norm, don't let me forget the pen, too, so there is a pen for you. I think that, Bill, if you will make your way over too, if you would, for Bill has produced one for each grandchild, and his grandchilds are married people with great grandchilds. But at any rate, Bill's going to accept those and take those to them. All right. Hang on. You're going to have to stand a little bit, guys. The Paul Harris Fellowship is named for Paul Harris, who founded Rotary with 3 business associates in Chicago in 1905. The fellowship was established in his honor in 1957 to express appreciation for the contributions of $1,000 to the humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation. Those programs include an array of projects that save and invigorate the lives of people around the world and enhance international friendship and understanding. Foundation programs provide educational opportunities, food, potable water, health care, immunization, shelter for millions of persons. These activities are funded, implemented, and managed by the Rotarians and Rotary clubs around the globe. Rotarians also designate Paul Harris Fellows to recognize another person whose life demonstrates a shared purpose with the objectives and missions of Rotary Foundation to build a world of understanding and peace. We move closer to a peaceful world as we've named these today. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to present to you, on behalf of the trustees of Rotary Foundation, 2 emblems of a Paul Harris Fellow, the certificate and a lapel pin. Wear the pin proudly. Thank you for your donations, and accept our congratulations for it.
You know, I've already told you about how honored I am to have served as president of the Cape West, and I'm even more excited about the future of our club. You've seen what an abundance of riches we have in past presidents and past district governors who've led us through the years. We're truly fortunate now to pass the reins of leadership to a group of folks who I'm confident will continue to build on the rich history of exceptionalism of Cape West. So I now have the privilege of introducing the incoming officers and directors of Cape West for the 2013-2014 Rotary year. So as I call your name, if you come forward, President Derek Hodges, President-elect Michael Gardner, Secretary Scott Haney, Treasurer Matt Seamer, Board members Jeff Koch, Jeff Hotop, Ashley Beggs, and new board members. Terry Godwin will continue to serve on the board, but new board members this year, Mike Radke and Ross McFerrin. And I'll ask past District Governor Jerry McClanahan to come forward and administer the oaths of office.
Well, I'll top of your nose for mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Then you really have a problem. Okay. To the end of your year that you just mentioned, you may better perform to the end that you may better perform your duties in this year, I urge you to study your manual procedure, your club constitution, and your club bylaws. I ask that you faithfully remember the practices of the board test, the objectives of Rotary, and all the tenets of the great international organization which we belong. This is your year to be the leaders of this club, and I call your attention to the fact that Rotary believes that a person's actions speak louder than words, and it's by your actions that you will be known. It is by your actions that you will be remembered when the year is completed, and the Rotary Club already has a record of service and accomplishment. And in this year ahead, let your deeds be no less than the deeds of those who have gone before you. Because this is your year to lead, I challenge each of you and members of the Rotary Club to combine originality and innovation with hard work and common sense during the year, so that your goals of the club may be accomplished in new and better ways. I ask each of you, as you begin the year, to look deep in your own heart and make this moment, a full and complete commitment to your particular office and to the ideals of service above self for the year of 2013 and 14. Engage Rotary and change lives. Now will you please raise your right hand? Do you accept this challenge and this commitment in service? If you do so, say I will. Now will you please turn around and face your club members? And will the members of the club please stand? It's your commitment too, guys. I ask you who are members of the Cape Girardeau West Rotary Club and the spouses and other friends who are present, will you pledge yourselves to support these officers and directors of the club during your coming year? And if you do so, say I will.
I will.
Right. You may be seated. Under the authority given me by the Rotary International President Ron Burton and District Governor Kate Swadron, which is en route from Lisbon home, we hope, and she's the District Governor of District 6060. I do declare each of you is duly installed as an officer of the Cape Girardeau West Rotary Club for the year of 2013-14. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to continuing to work with you in my role now as immediate past president. So I'll still show up at the board meetings occasionally, and I'll try to not make his meetings as long as I made mine. So that's my commitment to you. I expected an outburst of applause from the board at that announcement. All right, with that, I bring to a close. Yes, sir.
I have a presentation.
Joe, you have a presentation.
Would Derek and Scott come up, please?
Scott Haynes?
Yes, Scott. Kate could not be here today, as Jerry mentioned, and so Kate has made a mouse pad for them with everyone, officers at 6060 on it with their email and telephone number. So you shouldn't have any trouble getting a hold of them.
All right. With that, I bring my year as president to a close. Security, have that man removed. And I turn it over to our incoming president, Derek Hodges. It's all yours, man.
Well, thanks, Ted. I love being a Rotarian, and I love being a Rotarian as part of this club. You guys, Ted went through that accounting of what you accomplished this past year, and it's remarkable. I mean, we really do, as a club, make a big difference in our community and throughout the world. And you know, we've got a rich heritage of that. It's not like we just had one good year. We've had a lot of good years and a lot of history. But Ted started a dialogue, started a conversation with us last year about new pathways of service that we really could investigate. He talked a lot about community service, stepping out and taking our financial gifts, our financial treasures, and marrying that with this human capital that we have. When you look around this room, we're rich in human capital. We have a lot of people that do a lot of special things. And Jim Welk really epitomizes that. So we have our own booking agent and a lot of other great people. But we really do. And so we started this dialogue of how we could do things differently. And we did. And the Humane Society project was an amazing success. It transformed their operation. And then what was special was the community noticed. The community saw that we were doing something different. It wasn't just a service club or a civic club donating money. It was putting their time treasure with that financial treasure. So they recognized it, and that's really neat. It's nice to be recognized when something goes well. But with that comes a level of accountability. Now there's an expectation that Cape West Rotary is going to continue to take the lead. And I'm excited about that, because I kind of always felt like standing still is a little bit like going backwards. So I'm interested to continue that conversation with you on how we can really make a difference in our community. You know, the Rotary Foundation has that program, Every Rotarian, Every Year. Great program that inspires all of us to contribute to the foundation. And the foundation is kind of the tip of the spear as far as our reaching out to the international world. Well, I'd like to kind of take that message, that slogan, and say, every Rotarian somewhere. I'd love to think that every Rotarian of our club could be actively engaged in one of our community service projects. We really, again, when we think about the talent in this room, if you think about every Rotarian in this club being actively engaged in one of our community service activities, how many lives will we change? How many lives will we transform? Now, Read to Succeed is near to me. Sitting next to those little children and kind of being a little bit of a cheerleader as they read, I think is a lot of fun. And maybe that's the most cheerleading they got that week. And I like that, and it works for me, and it works for a whole lot of you in here. But maybe that's not what works for you. And so my pledge is, I want to have a conversation with you to find something that works for you, that will bring the best of you out of you, and allow you to have the best Rotary experience you can. Because at the end of the day, I think we all join this club for a purpose. Yeah, fellowship is great, but I think all of us have this desire to make a difference and to do something and give something back. I'm inspired by you. I look forward to our year. I can't wait to have more conversations about how we can do great things. And I hope that we stand together and transform some lives this year. Thank you.